The father was overjoyed to welcome his newborn son. But I don't know about eyes. Desperation of the wife, or the strange silence from the neighbors. Until he looked into the child's eyes, time seems to stop. The baby is blind again. The smile on the father's face faded. The child in his arms suddenly became very heavy. Think of your next life sinking. In despair, endlessly, his heart was immediately engulfed by fear and despair. The constant advice of relatives, come to the words that seem to care. But it's actually kind of chilling down on this little family. They think this child's life will be hell. The blind have no value. It is best to return it to God. These words, sharp as a knife into the father's heart. Just had a baby. Finally, he decided to secretly bury the baby late at night. No one knows. Right at this moment of life and death, the wife was chasing him. Her cry tore through the night. In traditional Indian society, disabled children, it is often considered the curse of the family, and this notion so far, it still exists in some remote areas. According to statistics, every year in India, more than 500,000 disabled children have been abandoned. We will cry every day. Watch your life turn to hell. I will raise my child, please. Please don't do that. A cry. The mother's despair was saved. The life of Shirk. Small, but also predetermined. Your challenging life path in the future. Because I couldn't see when Srikkanth was learning. You can't avoid the VA tripping. When you're about to go to school, the parents finally gave birth to a younger brother. Srikkanth healing. Just quietly stand by and listen to your parents celebrate. When parents are busy, Srikkanth will be tied to the tree to coax the little brother. Waiting for my brother to grow up. The boy will take his brother to school. Every day at school, Srikkanth shows superior wisdom in accounting. When the teacher asks a question, the other students are still hesitating. Srikkanth clearly calculated the answer. The teacher praised him without seeing him. But I know everything. While the other students all look pale. However, success in the classroom cannot hide the cruel treatment that Srikkanth suffered in the schoolyard. When the naive boy wanted to join a cricket match, your attitude to learning immediately changes. The bully and his accomplices started mocking and beating Srikkanth. In a cruel way, they are poisonous. I asked this blind man to learn how to eat. Because that's going to be your only skill in the future. In the process of being besieged by your classmates, Srikkanth angrily fought back. You keep repeating that you're not a beggar. When the father came running to stop this drama, he scolded his son. They run away like the other kids. But Srikkanth's answer, it shook everyone up. He asked his father where he could hide. No matter where you go, you will be found a blind man. You can't run, you can only fight. This statement heralds the attitude of the Srikkanth throughout his life. Never take a step back, just always facing difficulties. Research shows that psychological trauma due to bullying, school cause for disabled children, 3 times more than normal children. But at the same time, children who have experienced bullying and successfully overcome will often develop the ability, stronger psychological resilience. The 7 consecutive defeats that Srikkanth to suffer in a normal school. It made my husband realize that Srikkanth needs a more suitable environment. After careful consideration, they decided to send Srikkanth to a specialized school in Hyderabad. At the specialized school, Shrik met the man who changed your life. Thomas's classmates warmly welcomed him. 2 totally blind kids banging congratulations hands. This atmosphere of equality and acceptance for the first time make Srikkanth. I feel like I belong. But the real turning point came from Devika. A woman full of wisdom, and this kindness became the second mother in Srikkanth's life. On the first meeting, Devika deliberately placed an obstacle in the hallway. When Srikkanth unfortunately stumbled, Devika gently explains the nature of the world. She told the boy, the world is a circle. Things won't always stay where they were. You've got to learn how to deal with this change. Then she gave Srikkanth a white stick. This stick will be the key. Free guide for you. Once you learn how to use it, you can go anywhere you want. No need for help, support of any AI. This stick will become your best friend. Srikkanth. And then I ended this relationship in a very deep way. I gave birth to you, but Devika's teacher taught him how to live. During the days of specialized school, Srikkanth like a fish meets water. You don't just study. He also became the president of the school's student council. But this time of peace is about to be broken. By a just act. The school is holding a gratitude ceremony. Sponsors come to visit. As a student representative, characteristic, we should be grateful for the generosity of our sponsors. But you chose a more dangerous path. It's telling the truth. In front of everyone, Srikkanth began to expose the behavior, corruption of the school board. He pointed out that only part of the money, donations, are used for students. The rest goes into the manager's pocket. Srikkanth gives the evidence, specifically to reinforce his accusation. Even if you can't see, but they can smell chicken. It's cooked every day in the kitchen. The food is served in front of the students. Again, eggplant and lentil. The chicken was eventually eaten by the AI. These words are like a thunderbolt across the air. It shocked everyone present. The donor immediately asked to check the kitchen. And of course the smell of chicken still lingers. Corroborate Srikkanth's accusation. This courageous act of revealing the truth has made Srikkanth expelled from school. The principal even threatened to break his leg. In the process of deportation, the school staff was violent, snatching Srikkanth's stick, claiming it is the property of the school. Wandering the streets, Srikkanth went through the worst period of his life. People throw coins at you. I want you to learn how to eat. The familiar malicious words echoed. Teacher Devika finds Srikkanth in despair. In that moment of suffering, you keep crying and you don't want to eat. It's not just a child's cry. It's also an indictment of the biases of society as a whole. Then Devika promised her parents Srikkanth that whether you're still working at a specialized school or not, She will still personally teach Srikkanth. Then she Devika. Record the knowledge learned in the recorder, sound and classification of cassettes. Srikkanth has relied on these recordings to keep learning and get through graduation exam in a favorable way. When you finish the 10th grade, with excellent performance of 96%, I want to continue studying science. All the universities rejected you. In the traditional Indian education system, the blind are systematically excluded from science education. Teacher Devika helplessly explains this cruel reality. But Srikkanth's reaction was unimaginable. You ask angrily, is there a law that says blind people can't learn science? No. If there is no such law, a law must be passed. The French declare their determination. You're just learning science, and you have to learn it anyway. If the system does not allow, you will change the system. To deal with the discrimination of the education system, the French chose the legal path in court. The debate about the right to education, it's turned into an in-depth discussion, philosophy and human rights. Lawyer, representing the arrogant education council, they argue that the system can't change for one person. When it was Srikkanth's turn to speak, you first asked the judge, why did you choose to be a judge? The judge said it was the career he wanted. Srikkanth skillfully pointed out that it's a matter of choice. It's not a vision problem. The logic of reasoning is clear and strong. Admissions should be based on grades, not vision. He scored 96 on his 10th grade exam, fully qualified for science. Lawyer representing the Board of Education questioning Srikkanth. If Newton couldn't see the apple fall, could he have discovered the law? Is everything attractive? In the face of this seemingly irrefutable argument, Srikkanth shows off his extraordinary wisdom. You deliberately dropped your stick. And then we start a physical demonstration, impressively direct. Frick pointed out that even though everyone saw the stick fall, but no AI knows it's falling at speed, and how long. And then you start doing these calculations directly. It's amazing. This 200-gram stick fell from a height of 1.7 meters. According to the time formula, is equal to the square root of 2 times the height, divided by gravitational acceleration. Sir? Gravitational acceleration is a number. It's 9.8 meters per second squared. So the time it takes for the stick to fall is 0.59 seconds. Right, speed is speed. Its formula is gravitational acceleration, with time 9.8 times 0.59. The stick is falling at 5,782 meters per second. Right. This calculation amazes everyone. Everyone in court. Thinking can then make a core point of the whole debate. As who actually discovered the law of universal gravitation. But that doesn't mean there hasn't been AI before. I saw the apple fall. The problem is, no one thinks about the law of gravity. Because gravity can't see it. I can only feel. To feel gravity, you don't need eyes. This word has flipped completely poor people's consciousness. The judge adjourned the trial. In the next trial, principal of the school, Srikkanth, who intends to apply, will be summoned. In the second trial, the principal investigated thoroughly. He said that Srikkanth can master the recipe, but couldn't complete the entire curriculum. Srikkanth doesn't want to be defined. You make sure you can do anything. But the principal put a book in front of him. Characteristic, he said, if you could read the book, will be received. Srikkanth touched the page, closed the book and put it in front of you. The principal also said that Srikkanth, I can't read like a normal student. I think every university has a system. Fixed education, and you can't set a precedent for a blind person. Finished listening. Devika just quietly gave Braille book for Srikkanth. The French immediately understood what the teacher meant. You stand up, asking the principal to read his Braille book. The principal looked over and refused with reason. I don't know Braille. We can't read your book. It's like you can't read our books. Let's imagine, if the education system was built by us. I can't read any books. I don't want you to change the system because of me. But please give me a chance to get involved. Sir, we're not a charity. This could ruin a college's grades. We, your university, got 45%. It could be worse than SAO. Don't forget, 90% of the students he admitted had lower grades. Srikkanth is helping you. Your score will be improved, Miss, Devika added. You don't need vision to make the right choice. The law is blind, but we believe in it. If the system is successful, the system will change automatically. Finally ruled in favor of Srikkanth. This lawsuit didn't just change the fate of Srikkanth. It also opens the door to scientific learning for all students blind across the country. From this moment, first-time blind student in India have the option of science education. Srikkanth didn't just take chances on his own. It's also a pathway for the whole school community. Srikkanth has to work twice as hard as a normal student. Every time I hear a lecture, you're all jotting down key points in Braille and rehearse over and over again with a portable music player. When I graduated from 12th grade, Srikkanth almost got an absolute score to not fail my expectations when naming Srikkanth's special cricket study, and even made the national team to prepare for the Olympics for people with disabilities. Paralympic game. Srikkanth decided to tell me the news himself. I drove home after years of separation. On the way, Srikkanth met Mahesh, a schoolmate who bullied you as a child. Now Mahesh doesn't make a fool of himself. Even when paying for the car is missing a juppie. Srikkanth hooks out of pocket a juppie alms let him pay. He was humiliated years ago. Characteristic. When you get out of the car, your parents are working in the field. Rush to pick you up. Srikkanth gives father the athlete's clothes. A father knows his son can participate. Paralympic game to contribute to the country. As a disabled person, he traveled across the village to spread the news. Srikkanth back to Mumbai. Continue training with the national team. But I got some bad news. The top engineering school you want to apply to. I don't want to recruit blind people. Devika suggests using the old trick again. Use the law to protect your rights. But Srikant refused. You don't want you. Devika has to be busy for me again. Devika suddenly thought out that Srikant can be based on academic performance to get into universities, international law, but this decision will affect the Srikant devoted to the country. Srikant asks her, Devika, help me apply to international school. He left the national team. For you, learning is the most powerful weapon. Thanks to excellent academic performance and the spirit of resilience, 4 top American universities invited him at the same time. Full scholarship award, including the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. MIT, you've always dreamed. There's a lot of media coverage of this miracle. While any university in India would accept him, the top universities in the United States again proactively grant scholarships. Total value of more than 650,000 rupee after taking Srikant to the airport. To not let his feelings affect Srikant, Miss Devika deliberately spoke back. Shrik quickly left. But Srikant attentively realized her sadness. Devika. Srikant always sees Devika as a second mother. And you, Devika. He has long regarded Srikant as his own son. However, when he got on the plane, he was in trouble. The airline refused to let you go alone. The blind must have someone to accompany them. Afraid of missing the flight, Srikant begged those around, over and over again, lie in good faith for you. One passenger will stand out. Guarantee for a distant person. Strange as Srikant. I knew I was going to miss the flight. Srikant doesn't want to sit still. Ask for the seat number of the next passenger. You called the staff, airport and simulate the entire boarding process. The plane, show him the recognition. Srikant ended up alone on a flight to the US. At the Massachusetts Institute of Technology with Sen. It's been a while. The most prosperous in life. You're not just good at your studies, but also actively participate in other activities, including baseball. The first time I tried, I hit a home run. Srikant immediately caught the coach's attention. You joined the baseball team and participate in big matches, breaking a 6th century world. Sirik's story was there for published in the magazine. Swathi Indian girl happened to read this magazine. I have a crush on Sirik. 2 people become friends online. Swathi even came to the US to study for a doctorate in medicine. Because of you after the first meeting, the 2 began to move back and forth frequently and eventually become a couple. About to graduate, MIT Srikant told her Devika decided to stay in the US. He promised to pick her up when he found a job. To live with America. I am delighted with the success of Shrik. But knowing you don't want to go home, Miss Devika can't help but feel a little down. India doesn't need me. Life here is the best. But Swathi. Again understand her unspeakable heart, Devika. She pointed out that Srikant should return to India. Because you're an inspiration to so many people. You've inspired a lot of people. They don't know you exist because you're here. If you can do it for someone else, what you did for yourself. So imagine the change that you can bring to the lives of others. Blind in India. She analyzed deeply the nature of the problem. A country is not a land. Nations are made up of people. If the blind in India can get the support from an education system like the one in America, there may be more Srikant. These words touch the heart of Srikant. You've decided to give up your privilege in America, to return to India, carry out his ideal. After returning to the water, Sirik and teacher Devika. Together they set up a training center, a small computer on her roof. But even the blind know how to use computers. They also face discrimination when looking for a job. The number of students of Srikant is therefore decreasing. When you know this, Shriku decided it's about creating job opportunities for the blind. You want to build a paper mill. Characteristic. Once again, witness the brutality of reality. You go around asking for funding, but always rejected for being blind. Luckily, Srikant's startup idea has attracted the attention of investors. Ravi. The first time you two met, there's been a special chemical reaction. When Ravi heard Srikant from MIT, he half joked and half revealed that he had been rejected by MIT. During the survey of the abandoned plant, Sirik shows his sensitivity to machines. You can hear the sound to judge the bullet. Need to be replaced. Even hear out Ravi's car's air filter. Need to be replaced. Ravi was amazed at the ability of Srikant. Wonder when you can detect the problem of the machine. Through the sound. For the presentation of business ideas, Sirik shows maturity beyond age. You analyze the growth rate, 15% of Indian packaging market. Show how the American packaging giants. Market monopoly. While the Indian market is fragmented. Your goal is to grow your company to the size of America's packaging giants. Control of the entire market. More important, you want to turn disabled people become highly skilled workers, have a place in the mainstream labor force. You want disabled people earn respect by their own ability. When I met a blind beggar on the street, your reaction to the thought clearly demonstrates your philosophy. Not for money but for work. Ravi finally decided to invest 80 million rupees and Bond Industries, officially established. Freakin agreed to hire to beggars. They got their first order very quickly. But before they could celebrate, they got some bad news. Before Srikant bought back the factory, it owes a huge amount of electricity. The power unit threatened to seal the plant. This makes the business just start, facing the crisis. Life and death in negotiations with the corrupt electricity. Srikant once again showed his personal charisma. When his subordinates realized Srikant, that's the hero. He fought for the right of the blind to education. The whole atmosphere has changed. The employee is emotional. Share about the influence of Srikant. Because he won the case. Now blind children can also learn science. Son, he's the one who benefits from this policy. In the eyes of this man, he can look like a god. Srikant humbly responded to this compliment. Insist that it's not your merit. but by myself. The child is capable, just missing the road. And you're just the one who showed me the way. It's very emotional. He realized Srikkanth is not a digger 5 and agreed to give you a 1-year extension to pay off your debt. In this difficult period, Srikkanth meets ghosts from the past. Childhood bully Mahis to factory job application. Facing someone who has insulted you. Shrik shows complex emotions in his heart. You publicly thank Mahis. Declare everything you have today. All thanks to him. Without the bullying of Mahis, there will be no fire in your heart. But the next words are ironic. Shrik pointed out that Mahis healed. I came to get a job from you. While you, a blind man, become the boss. Finally, Srikkanth refused Mahis' job offer. Ravi feels this is too extreme. To advise Srikkanth to give up hatred, but Sirik refused to listen to Ravi's advice. You always love hate, clearly. Think about reporters. All attributed to the establishment of the Cho Ravi factory. Srikkanth completely loses his psychological balance. You think your plan is unique. You just need someone to invest. AI can also be Ravi. That's Srikkanth. I'm not listening to Ravi's advice. When the plan is about to enter a profitable phase, Srikkanth wants to expand immediately. Ravi, I advise you to wait for the money to come back before considering it. Two people disagree. In the end, Ravi chose to compromise after the second plant was built. Squatty also returned to the water to reunite. Now Srikkanth's love and career are in full swing. As a guest at Ravi's house, TIVI is showing Reliance Industries. Won the Enterprise Excellence Award. This time it will be Reliance next time. Ravi knew it was just a fantasy. Reliance is far worse than Reliance. And Srikkanth next door? Asked Ravi again. Why can't you? Ravi worried about Srikkanth's change. I advise you to be realistic and not to dream forever. But Srikkanth countered that the dream had never actual hours and in fact, dreams are the only thing you can see. When Swathi left, she actively advises Srikkanth, you should respect the people next to you. With the rise and fall of Bollywood, Srikkanth has become the focus of media attention. Success brings honor, but it also brings dangerous temptation. Minister Reddy spoke to Srikkanth. I want Srikkanth to run for public office. Ravi was shocked by this decision. Just because of Srikkanth's original intention is to create a non-governmental organization. Now the benefits blind you. Choose how to communicate with government officials. Ravi thinks the emerging industry. We should develop the business realistically. I want to convince Srikkanth to change his mind. But Srikkanth is in a hurry to achieve success. I can't hear you at all. You think the right method. Ravi said it's too time-consuming. Your political connections will take it to a new level. Srikkanth has pulled a new investor but at the time of planned expansion, he promised he'll split the dividend after a year, but the money is never seen. At Ravi's request, Srikkanth answered Buz's phone. But not waiting for the way to speak. You said you were putting pressure on us. You know I'm blind. If you put too much pressure, I will hang suicide into a ceiling fan and mention your name in a suicide note. Is this acceptable? Ravi was shocked when he told her. Devika on the change of Srikkanth. Srikkanth suddenly stepped forward. The good news, win an entrepreneur award for both. And especially mocking Ravi's narrow vision. After Srikkanth came out, Pa came directly to him. To get out of trouble, the minister is ready to help. To solve Pak, when Ravi came, he found Pak. The police are in a hurry to stop them. After stabilizing the Pa, Ravi called Srikkanth. But the enemy doesn't think. Getting out of trouble, by all means, is there a problem? When Ravi's discontent reached its peak, Miss Devika saw that. Actively talked to Ravi about the behavior of Srikkanth. It's not that he doesn't want to do that. The truth is, he doesn't know how to do it. Both humans and animals, in the face of any danger or threat, they all have ways of reacting to them. It's either a merciless counterattack or a run. It's easier to run, so most people do. But Shri never had that option. Ravi. How he's going to run, where he's going to run. So he can only fight. Ravi finally had to humble himself to console Ba. Devika returned home, discovered Srikkanth preparing to move out. You declare, it no longer depends on anyone. Devika just needs a chair. Wrong place made Srikkanth. When there's no guide stick, you stumble. Devika picked Srikkanth up and left him a piece of advice. I can stand up today. But if you lose your self-respect, I'll never get up again. Give me the stick so I can be independent. But I'm still looking for support. I never thought you couldn't see. But this is the first time I felt ready. Covered my eyes. I wish you all the best. Her words, Devika, endlessly echoing in Srikkanth's mind. By now Reddy had prepared the posters. Candidacy for Srikkanth. Everybody's saying you're blind. Shirk asked Reddy a question. I chose you as an ally because of your identity. Entrepreneurs or because of the innate characteristics of being in blind. The position of a superior. Reddy doesn't hide it. She frankly explained for Srikkanth the real reason. She gave you a chance. She pointed out that the city had no shortage of merchants and the industrialists. People more influential than you are lining up, waiting for your favor. If only for the work of Srikkanth. I just need your donation to be enough. Reddy went on to present her political logic. Money is good for the election, but it doesn't guarantee victory. Mrs. Cho Sirik, this opportunity because your blindness is power. To win the war, it's not a weakness. She's going to build the entire campaign. Revolves around the blindness of Srikkanth. Invite blind workers to join the movement, using your disability as a political tool. Listen to these words. Shrik begins that violent tearing in the lap. Teacher Devika's warning echoed in his ears. He remembered his original intention and his ideal. Please vote for someone else. Some people have been through a lot of suffering to make me realize that I have no limits. I was the best, but... And then I started taking advantage of your own blindness for other purposes. Selfish. It's no different than politicians. I don't want to take advantage of you. Srikkanth suddenly stood up. He refused the invitation to participate in politics. You suggested Reddy give the nomination to someone else. Because you don't want to be a political tool. As he left Reddy's office, Srikkanth refused her offer of guidance. You said you needed help getting in. But I know the way out. This quote symbolizes awakening and independence. In terms of your spirit, when a blind man runs without thinking, he forgot to count his steps. Finally he fell. Ravis invested in my vision. My teacher Devika taught me to go. I tried to run for office without their support. That's why I lost 7. Back to Devika. Then Srikkanth reveals his weakness. After reorganizing the emotions, Srikkanth actively looking for Ravi. Sorry, this is the first real apology in your life. The words seemed clumsy but extremely sincere. He admitted that sorry wasn't easy for him. I never apologized to anyone. These words are hard to say, but you're willing to change yourself. For friendship and ideals. I can't even say I'm sorry, Pak. Admit that your previous behavior was wrong. Pa needs your money, not your apologies. The friendship of two people is healed. Sukhan also rediscovered his original intention. They're working to solve the Pa's debt problem. Use integrity, and try to right the wrongs of the past. Along with the steady growth of the company, Bond Industries finally took a turn. The plant received investment from Tata Corporation. The career is growing. Bond Industries was eventually nominated for the Enterprise Excellence Award. This is the honor that Srikkanth dreams of. It's also the highest recognition for philosophy. Your business. But when I found out I was in a special category, there's a complicated feeling in your heart. Step onto the stage. Srikkanth began to make an impressive speech. Shrik sincerely, thank you, all the important people in my life. Thank your parents for choosing to raise you under tremendous pressure. Thank you, teacher Devika, for giving you one shelter and education. Thank you, Ravi, for choosing to invest in you when no one believes. In our country, 2% of the people are blind. 98% of people can't see it. Winning this award is my dream. I really got it today. But in a special category. What is this special category? Business is just an idea. The idea is invisible. From this angle, we're all blind. So please assess my vision. If you think I don't deserve it, you can give this award to someone else. I'll try harder and come back to win an award in this ordinary category. We don't need your pity. We want equal opportunity. For that I will fight to the end. Because I don't know how to run. We just want you to pay attention to us, but please don't take pity on equality. I'm advocating for equality today. I can't accept this special award. So if you can get it back, when do you accept our normal life? I'll be here to receive the final prize. Srikkanth made a decision that shocked everyone. Everyone. You asked the organizers to withdraw this award. This decision is a powerful hammer. Touch the heart of everyone present. The applause thundered. But not out of pity this time. It's about real respect. This movie is based on a real event. 2016. India has introduced a new disability rights law. Replaced the 1995 Act. Disability Law 2016. It says that the government is involved. Make sure people with disabilities, they have equal rights as normal people. The law also specifically lists the development and improvement of public facilities, ensuring people with disabilities have unhindered access. The story of Shika tell us that the real hero, not someone without darkness, it's someone who chooses to be a light in the dark. The value of a film lies in its reputation. The value of a movie review lies in the feeling. Today's story ends here. Thank you for watching the movie. How do you see this movie? Please comment below.